Have you ever wondered why displaying less interest might pique others' curiosity? In this episode, we unearth a counterintuitive strategy that could transform your romantic endeavors and make you appear more desirable. We're going to look at a fascinating blend of timeless Stoic lessons and modern love trends. While it may seem illogical, evidence and numerous stories support the idea that those who are less readily available often end up being sought after. In this video, we'll examine how mastering the skill of thoughtful withdrawal not only elevates your allure, but also improves your mental well-being. Stoicism advocates the virtues of self-sufficiency and personal development, arguing that the less we seek approval from others, the more naturally it arrives. Come along as we explore whether you could improve your love life by adopting this Stoic approach. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for more insightful conversations about fusing traditional wisdom with modern problems. Presently, let's start by pointing out that you have distinct areas of interest. Stoicism emphasizes the value of focusing on the things you can control and letting go of the things beyond of your control, especially in interactions with women. This way of thinking significantly increases your allure as opposed to continuously looking for approval and attention, which could come across as needy. Showing off your independence sends a powerful statement. Men who retain their own lives and passions outside of relationships are naturally attractive to women. By occasionally taking a step back and not constantly being available, you can show that you're involved in other fulfilling activities. Concentrating on your interests, pastimes, and personal growth demonstrates a strong feeling of independence and self-reliance, which are very attractive qualities. Suppose there was a man who enjoyed traveling. He would spend his vacations exploring new places, immersing himself in various cultures, and taking amazing pictures. When he shared his travel experiences, he showed off an adventurous and open life, demonstrating his independence and implying that he could provide a relationship full of novel experiences and viewpoints. Men who are highly valued also exhibit emotional strength by choosing their partners carefully. Rather than breaking their commitments at the first sign of interest from a woman, they maintain their priorities and build relationships based on respect and admiration, which exemplifies the Stoic virtues of stability and fortitude unfettered by the requirement for outside approval. Mature, confident, and self-assured men exhibit maturity, confidence, and self-assurance, qualities that enhance a man's appeal. It's about keeping your attention and core strength, not about playing games. This strategy makes you more captivating by introducing a degree of mystery and difficulty. The goal isn't to make her feel insignificant, but rather to show that you value your life and interests. This balance of autonomy and involvement can foster a deeper, more meaningful connection where both partners appreciate and respect each other's individuality. Women are often drawn to men who aren't easily influenced and who have a clear direction in life. The second is to foster mystery. When a man intentionally separates himself from a woman, he engages her innate need to be sought after and valued. This can pique her interest in him and fuel her pursuit instincts. Studies indicate that women are drawn to men who are elusive and maintain a sense of mystery. By not actively pursuing her attention, a man demonstrates his independence and lack of need for her validation. This approach is consistent with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes that one's value is independent of other people's approval. Like the Stoic philosopher and Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who put his obligations ahead of receiving praise or attention, a man who doesn't constantly look for a woman's favor shows that he lives a purposeful life apart from her affirmation. This attitude appeals to women because it exudes qualities of strength and confidence that they find very appealing. Furthermore, maintaining a certain amount of mystery can bring a stale romance back to life. Similar to Maine, keeping the spark alive in a relationship, bringing an element of the unknown can rekindle intrigue and inject excitement into their contact. A woman is kept interested and willing to learn more when she is unsure of a man's next move. Additionally, Stoic wisdom emphasizes the value of moderation and restraint. While fostering intrigue is advantageous, striking a balance is essential. Excessive distance could make her feel ignored or irrelevant. The art should be unpredictable, express love and concern, But don't let that take center stage. A man who is in a lot of relationships will have this sign. If a woman has been in multiple relationships before, she may avoid emotional intimacy and keep her feelings at arm's length. But how can you tell if this avoidance of emotional connection is on purpose? Imagine trying to have an honest conversation with her only to find her steer the conversation towards lighter, more surface-level topics, or quickly change the subject to. It's as if she's afraid to go into deeper waters because she's emotionally vulnerable. This evasion can leave you feeling emotionally empty because you don't know if her reticon is due to a lack of interest or a deeper emotional wound. If you're feeling this way, it might be time to reevaluate your approach. But before you jump to conclusions, think about the possibility that her guarded demeanor is based on past emotional pain. Reserve patience and a willingness to dig deeper may show the emotional layers hiding beneath her surface, throwing light on whether her hesitance is just a temporary sign or a sign of a deeper reluctance to connect in these murky waters. When you want to build a better emotional bond with someone, remember that empathy and understanding are key. If you look into their complicated past, you can often find clues about their romantic life. Inconsistencies in the journey of this story can be a sign of a complicated past. Imagine that months have gone by and you still don't know much about her past. The information she gives you isn't clear, leaving you with more questions than answers. At times, she drops the names of several people, leaving you to piece together parts of a romantic antic saga. One day, she tells vividly clear stories about ex-lovers. She tells a different story every day. Sometimes she talks lovingly about an ex-lover in one breath and then refuses to have a relationship with them in the next. If you're not sure if her story is true, it's like going through a maze of half-truths and contradictions and not knowing which way leads to clarity. But it's important to remember that not everyone finds comfort in that. Some people choose to focus on making new connections instead of dwelling on relationships that are over. If these conflicts make you feel uneasy or scared, you might want to think more about what you should do in this tricky situation. You might want to talk to her honestly about her past. Do this with kindness and sincerity, and ask her to explain the things that have come up. This will give her a chance to share what she has learned on her journey. Pay close attention to what she says and how she acts. It's clear. If she fills in the blanks in your story with warmth and clarity, she's telling you the truth. On the other hand, if her answers keep falling apart, leaving you with unanswered questions, you might start to wonder if your relationship is still possible. But don't jump to conclusions too quickly. Remember that navigating the complicated world of human relationships takes time and honest conversation. To help Blossom figure out her past, you need to be both kind and wise. By giving her a safe place to tell her story honestly and creating an atmosphere of trust and understanding, you make it possible for deeper connections to form between you. Remember that relationships are built on trust and openness, and that true understanding grows through honest conversation and self-reflection. Did these signs hit home for you? Let's have a serious conversation about it, and if you want to live a life of virtue and wisdom, subscribe for more content like this. Have you been the victim of 4 last-minute schedule changes? Has she canceled plans 4 times, leaving you feeling angry and blocked? It can be harder to deal with sudden changes in plans than the stock market, but have you thought about why this keeps happening? Sometimes plans have to be changed because of things that didn't go as planned. The fact that these delays keep happening brings up important problems. As long as something doesn't go wrong too often, it's not a big deal. Occur frequently, which calls for more investigation. What's truly concerning is that she typically provides evasive explanations for her cancellations, such as a sudden rise in work commitments or an impromptu visit from a friend. With a hectic schedule full of unforeseen events, occasionally someone has to take the lead. If someone is ambiguous like this, it's crucial to be aware that she might regard other commitments more than your relationship. This could suggest that her goals aren't balanced. Being open and cool with her about this matter is important. It's a good idea to discuss how the frequent delays are hurting your relationship and try to find out more about the reasons behind these abrupt changes. It's important to determine if these cancellations are truly emergencies, or just because she doesn't value your time and presence in her life. These items will clarify for you the significance of treating each other with respect and caring in order to maintain a positive relationship. You have the opportunity to clarify ground rules for what is and isn't acceptable to do, and to remind each other how important the relationship is through meaningful conversation and resolution. Keep in mind that effective communication is essential to a happy relationship and will support you through difficult times while fortifying your bond. Collaborators in constructing a web of comparing connections. Comparing someone with others frequently reveals how difficult their romantic life is. A woman in her first relationship views her partner through a lens of pure devotion, not seeing any similarities to other flames she has been in the past. However, if she has been in previous relationships, things from the past may unintentionally show up in comparisons with her current partner. This mixing of the past and present can happen in small but telling ways, such as when she thinks back to a delicious beefsteak you cooked at home and compares it to the culinary prowess of a former lover. Or she may express admiration for an activity you haven't suggested, bringing up memories of time spent with a former partner during times of conflict. She may also compare your flaws to those of her ex-partner, without meaning to leave you feeling inadequate and full of self-doubt. When you compare these things, it's normal to have doubts about the sincerity of your connection and the depth of her past experiences. However, it's important to remember that your value is not based on comparisons to others. Rather, you should view these comparisons as evidence of your own competence and as records of her journey and experiences. Many people who have been in numerous relationships often use their past relationships as benchmarks, but you should stand up for yourself and refuse to be perceived as just another contender. It's important to build a relationship based on mutual respect and appreciation so that comparisons don't happen. When you stand up for yourself and don't let the past hold you back, you open the door to a relationship based on honesty and unwavering confidence. If her comparisons keep making you think of her ex-boyfriend, it might be time to reevaluate your relationship and stand up for your worth as a person who deserves your full attention and respect. Keep in mind that you are a special individual who needs love and attention on your own. You are not simply another man. Extremely private about using a phone. Have you noticed a subtle shift in your partner's behavior when their phone rings? It's possible that they view their phone as their most valuable possession, which they guard protectively. If you're nearby, you might observe that they quickly flip through screens or turn them over whenever they detect your presence. You would wonder how open and honest they are with each other, given how intently they seem to be staring at their smartphone. The topic of number 7 is appearance, which is related to how someone conceals her phone. Observing your partner's appearance closely can reveal more about her mental state, particularly if she spends a lot of time primping and preening, constantly checking her reflection, or constantly complimenting other people on their appearance. These actions indicate that a person is highly focused on their appearance. While it can be positive to be confident in your appearance, an obsessive fixation on appearance can be detrimental. Allure could indicate more sinister intentions. I wonder if her emphasis on outward beauty causes her to lose sight of the value of interior traits and emotional links in relationships. Is it possible that her need for outward perfection supersedes her need for genuine emotional intimacy? Although her obsession with physical beauty may not seem to have anything to do with her love life at first glance, a closer examination reveals that her fixation on beauty may have originated from a history of shallow relationships. In other words, she may have learned to value physical attraction over emotional depth by viewing relationships through the shallowness rather than the substance lens. Comparing her physical attributes to those of casual friends or ex-partners demonstrates her fixation on surface-level characteristics and her lack of interest in engaging in in-depth emotional conversations. She becomes enmeshed in a never-ending loop of irrelevant parallels that tell her stories unrelated to each other. You should be forthright and honest about how your shallow relationships make you feel and how they impact your sense of security and identity. It's crucial to emphasize that it's worth talking about what's actually happening and setting clear boundaries in the relationship. Personality traits can influence behavior, but it's equally important to make sure they don't get in the way of a healthy relationship. By addressing these issues head-on and pursuing authenticity and depth, you pave the way for a relationship based on mutual understanding and genuine connection. In addition, personality traits can affect behavior. Remember that being silent, being modest with sex and beauty, and putting your inner qualities ahead of your outside desires should never come at the expense of being emotionally close and appreciated in a union. This can be achieved by exercising self-control and developing positive qualities. Stoics hold that sexual health can lead to a person's being happier and more fulfilled in life. Many people find it uncomfortable to discuss their sexual health. However, every couple should have a conversation about their sexual health. The topic of sexual health. Talking about sexual health with your partner can help you both agree on safe sexual practices and feel comfortable discussing your needs and wants. However, what if your partner is reluctant to discuss sexual health? She may not want to talk about it because she is shy, but that is unlikely if she has experienced a lot of hardships. Alternatively, she may not want to talk about it because she is dealing with deeper issues related to her past. For example, if she has had multiple partners, she may not want to discuss her birth control choices or sexual history because she fears contracting an STD or being judged for them. Regardless of her reasons, having a sexual health meeting should be a top priority for both of you, as it can help you understand your partner's past relationships. Going forward, it's critical to be straightforward and emphasize how crucial it is that you and your partner discuss these matters honestly and openly. When you bring up the topic, observe her response. If she is willing to share her concerns, that's a positive indication of her growth and openness. On the other hand, if she becomes irate or gives evasive answers, it may indicate that there are more serious issues that need to be addressed. In the end, it's critical that both partners be able to communicate about sexual health in a way that is clear and mutually understand each other in order to maintain a healthy, stable relationship. Sickness and pain. Getting to know your partner's friends is an important part of any relationship because it allows you to connect with people who are important to them and learn more about their social circle. However, if your partner hesitates or actively avoids introducing you to their friends, it may indicate that there are issues in the relationship that need to be addressed. If your partner refuses to introduce you to their friends on a regular basis for ambiguous or inconsistent reasons, it's not a good sign because the way she acts when the topic comes up is a clear indication that she might be hiding significant aspects of her life from you. She may not want to introduce you to her friends for a variety of reasons, including fear of past conflicts or worries that her friends who are aware of her romantic past may unintentionally reveal personal information. On the other hand, she may be wary of running into people from previous relationships, which could make interactions more difficult. Regardless of her reasons, it's crucial that you don't ignore these behaviors. Start by being honest with your partner about your desire to understand why she doesn't want to do what you want. Keep an open mind and try to understand what is being said. Good ideas instead of arguments, you can comprehend her thoughts and motivations more fully. If you approach her directly about the issue, you might want to try other approaches to find out more about her social circle, like striking up conversations with people you both know or gradually encouraging her to talk more about her friends. To overcome her shyness around new people, you both need to be patient, understanding, and respectful of one another. If you foster an atmosphere that welcomes candid dialogue, you two can work through these issues together and fortify the basis of your relationship. Remember that open communication and honesty are essential to developing mutual trust and understanding. The 10th goal adjustment, which involves changing objectives that exclude you. We'll now discuss the final and perhaps most significant indication that she may have had multiple sexual partners. In our relationship, our partner normally comes first. They hold a significant position in our lives and take precedence over other obligations and pursuits. This is how people's minds function. If it seems like she is constantly putting other people before you, it could indicate that she is still focusing on multiple people. Of course, she might have valid reasons for shifting her priorities, such as work or personal. When she spends all of her free time with new friends, canceling plans she had with you, or engaging in hobbies that don't involve you, you may feel ignored and undervalued. These actions can make you wonder if her stated priorities are real. To determine the significance of these changes, it's important to consider the bigger picture and any signs that might support your doubts. If you've noticed other indications that she's been with other people before, it may be easier to see that you're not her only focus. Nevertheless, you should approach this assessment with objectivity and avoid making snap judgments. Spend some time assessing the relationship's effectiveness and finding out more about her circumstances, both past and current. Make sure that everyone is aware of your expectations from them and discuss your concerns in an open and honest manner, establishing objectives and committing to one another to arrive at the greatest choice. Consider how at ease and content you are in the relationship. If she acts in a way that makes you feel undervalued or doubtful of her commitment, it may be an indication of more serious issues that require more investigation. Trust your instincts, prioritize your emotional well-being, and keep in mind that genuine investment, honesty, and respect are necessary in relationships. You deserve to be with someone who values you and gives you priority in their life, so if you're compromising your principles or accepting less than you deserve, it might be time to reevaluate the relationship and figure out how to get where you want to go. To be stoic in real life, one must develop virtue and self-control. Be conscious of one's libido and appearance, practice discipline, and put more emphasis on one's inner virtue than on desires from the outside world. Stoics hold that practicing Stoicism in real life can help people find more happiness and fulfillment in life. Stoicism is more than just a way of looking at things. It's also a way of living a good life, particularly when it comes to heart problems and particular worries about a woman's past. Instead of dwelling on her past, Stoicism gives her a new perspective that allows her to become silent, focus on herself, and grow as a person. First and foremost, you need to become very aware of yourself. Don't let her past events affect your values. The second thing that Stoicism encourages is acceptance. This is not a judgment, but rather a clear-eyed assessment of how well they'll get along. Everybody has a unique past, and while it's vital to recognize how that past has shaped who she is today, the real question is whether or not you can accept her past without harboring resentment or presumptions about it. This is not about accepting everything. Rather, it's about realizing that people grow and change as a result of the experiences they have. Stoicism also emphasizes the significance of living in the present. Life happens in the present and cannot be undone. What matters most is how she acts and makes decisions today, as well as how you both move forward. Remaining mired in the past hinders progress and creates difficulty when making choices. Winners holding on to their emotions. Checking the conclusion. To see things clearly and wisely, keep your mind calm and logical. This doesn't mean hiding your feelings, rather it means understanding where they come from and selecting how to deal with them by adhering to these Stoic principles. Feelings like anger, jealousy, and insecurity are normal, but they can cloud our judgment and cause us to make bad decisions. It's critical to keep in mind that rather than passing judgment on her history, you should provide yourself with the knowledge necessary to make wise choices and create a future founded on shared values. As we near the conclusion of our examination of the indicators that an individual has had multiple sexual partners, it's critical to consider the lessons we've learned and how we might apply them to our own lives. We've examined 10 distinct indicators, ranging from subtle behavioral cues to more blatant patterns, all of which can impart valuable knowledge on how relationships function right now. As we attempt to understand how to manage the complexities of relationships and personal connections, I'd like to know what you, the audience, found most interesting about today's talk. Was there a particular sign that spoke to you, or did you learn something new? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. It's critical to remain vigilant and aware of the warning signs that could indicate deeper truths. By identifying these signs and acting upon them with integrity and honesty, we give ourselves the ability to create happy, fulfilling relationships. If you enjoyed this video and found it thought-provoking, please leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more thought-provoking videos. Thank you for watching, and until we speak again, keep your connections cautious and thoughtful.